Well, I used to sit and copy my grandmother playing when I was about 3, sit on her knee and play the piano. And yeah, she was a lovely singer. Yeah, she was called Margaret Appleby, and really nice voice. She used to play Henry Mancini's The Thornbirds, and that was the first tune I learned to play when I copied her, And I remember having to do it over and over again for people who came to the house when I was about 3, and learned later on it was something a little bit unusual being able to play a tune at age 3. So then they sent me off to lessons when I was about 7. I started writing tunes at the age about 12 and stuff like that. So I suppose I was often reading books about musicians and the Beatles and people like that, and just how they got on, like autobiographical stuff. I used to be in kind of rock bands off and on with my mates. I never really got anywhere. It was just a bit of fun. So I write my own music as well. I've done 3 CDs now, actually. One with some of my poetry on as well. And that's my forte, really, the creative side of things. That's what makes us tick, as it were. Everything else is just kind of nice to earn a bit of money, but being creative is just what I have to do, really. I love being self-employed, really. I used to be in mainstream teaching, but now I do little bits of everything. I do little bits in schools with kids singing and stuff, and I have an adult singing group. And in more recent years, I've been playing with this Scottish dance band, and it's quite good as an earner. Cayley's is what pays the bills, but with this other guy, I've managed to do a lot of my own stuff on the CDs and stuff, and to get a bit of airplay on Scottish radio stations. I mean, I had an email from a DJ on, I've forgotten the name of the station, but somewhere from Caithness, I think, wanting to know if he could play my stuff. And I said, yeah, please feel free. Edinburgh's about the furthest I travel for a gig. Teaching-wise, I go as far as Bellingham, which is 23 miles away. The country in Northumbrian, travelling around, I get to meet a lot of people. So it's quite an interesting life, really. Yeah, I used to always like walking. Every day, all weather's good for walk. Mainly up the river or along the hillside or up the carriage drive, and still do today. I went up picking berries yesterday up there, got soaked. But yeah, I always loved the scenery around here, even though I've known it all my life, and they say that if you've done something all your life, you don't appreciate it as much, but I think I do. 3 CDs, I've got, let's say, 17 tracks on the first one, and I've got about 5 tunes on the next one, and the rest of it's poetry. Dare I say, some of the more puritanical poets around here would possibly think my stuff wasn't that brilliant. And it's it's like a historical way of life kind of form that it's taken on, rather than an ongoing thing, because people are seeing it more of as a heritage and maybe as a novelty kind of thing now. But the festival committee, the Northumbrian Music Festival Committee, sent me into the schools to try and encourage kids to write dialect poems, and a lot of the kids didn't know what it was about, didn't know what this kind of dialect was, just very strange sounding words and stuff. And that's the key. That's, it's the real novelty thing and the preservation side of it. What also interests me is not just the words themselves, but sometimes the word order. Because I remember my dad coming out with a phrase when I was about 12, for fear of happen out. It's like in case anything bad happens, because it was a snowy day, and he was away up the tractor on the hill with a tractor. And he says, I want you to stay down here for fear of happen out. When I was a kid, I used to get told off for breaking out into dialect stuff. You know how to speak properly. We don't speak like that here. But now, sometimes I get paid to go in and teach it. It's ironic, isn't it?